Hi guys, we've got a lot more new herd share members to our goat herd share. So I thought today I'd make a little video to show you all how we do our milking process and what goes into milking our goats, and then let you meet all the ladies that give us fresh milk. So the first thing is getting their grain ready. We use a combination of alfalfa and we use soy-free, non-GMO dairy grain. Gotta figure out how I can carry everything. We rotate pastures with our girls so that we don't have to, well, our boys too, so that we don't have to use chemical wormers. It helps keep parasites down. And so in doing that, we also have our milking stand mobile. So we have to carry feed and jars and supplies around. So I might have to put the camera down on our walk down to the pasture, because right now they are in the bottom pasture, which means we have to go through a couple gates and a little bit further than we normally do. So you can see this is a pasture that our goats haven't been to yet. You can see how it's nice and tall. We actually had to just cut us a little path so we could get down to where we're gonna milk. So this is actually the pasture they will come to next. And you can see they've already been on this pasture. See the difference? This is where our bucks are now. Hi, Don. This is Megalodon. He is a buckling that is growing to be one of our bucks for our Nubian goats. And so you can see this is where our does are currently. They have plenty of pasture. A couple of guardian dogs down here with them also. You'll also see our future dairy girls down here. Come on. So this is Peaches. And here's Alex. Luna knew exactly what to do. They are pretty routine animals. So she hops up, we hook her in, and she starts eating, and then I will start milking. We milk into glass mason jars, and then I transfer to our half-gallon jars. We get inside and strain and put it immediately into cold fridge. So we start all of our girls off, give them a quick clean. That helps prevent any dirt and stuff from the pasture or wherever they've laid during the day to not to be get into our milk. Make sure they're nice and clean. I give a few squirts to get any dirt in the teat out, and then I start milking straight into our quart jar. So this is Luna. She is our youngest milker for this year, actually, and to be a new first-time freshener, this is her first year kidding for us. She gives about a quart of milk every day, so fills up a quart jar for us. We get milk. We do milk twice a day, so we milk in the morning, and then we milk again in the evenings. So between her two milkings for the day, she gives us a quart of milk, which is amazing for the tiny teats that she has. Being a first-time freshener, she has an amazing udder and milk output. All right, this is Dottie, otherwise known as Dippin' Dots. And we also have her twin sister, Brownie, who has not kidded for us yet. Brownie should kid for us this year. And so we'll get Dottie ready to go here. So on Dottie, she is white, and you know she has these brown spots all over her. They're called moon spots. And so she is a moon spotted doe. You say hi. So this is Creme Caramel. Call her Caramel. And she was actually the first doe that we got. Her, and we bought a little doe lean, Brownie, the one I was talking about earlier. We bought her at the same time. So here is Caramel. Oh, while you're over here, Cookie. This is Cookie, and he is our buck for our Nigerian dwarf herd. He has, don't step on the fence. He has beautiful blue, he has beautiful blue eyes. He is a pretty tricolor with the brown, black, and white. I see you, Don. Hi, Donnie. You're gonna be a big buck one day too, aren't you? And then there's Cash. You see him laying down over there. That's Cash. Clean, clean, clean. Clean, clean, clean. And this is why we clean, just from them laying on the ground, the dirt you get off. Squirt, squirt. Let's milk her. So we have a registered Nigerian dwarf herd as well as a registered Nubian herd. So we love the Nigerian dwarfs for their quality of milk, highest butter fat you can find out there, which is why I think our milk is so creamy and has a sweet taste to it. You'll also notice we keep our bucks away from our does, so they currently are diagonal pasture-wise from each other in their rotation. So that helps with the smell, the bucky smell that you get from bucks, not transferring to the milk because the does are not rubbing, or the bucks aren't rubbing up on the does and transferring that smell. So a lot of people sometimes they'll, talk about goat milk having this goaty taste, and we have not found that to be the case with the way that we keep our animals. And now you will see Patsy Cline, and you will notice she is a much bigger goat than the other goats you have seen so far, and that's because Patsy is a Nubian. She does have the pretty moon spots like we saw on Dottie. But if you look at a Nubian, you'll see these big, long, floppy ears here. And I think they have a little bit more personality than the Nigerian dwarfs. But you'll also notice down here that her teats are definitely a lot longer, different shape than the Nigerian dwarfs. And we will also get a lot more milk from her. So Patsy will give us about half a gallon of milk every day. Also, Patsy is at the end of her lactation cycle because she was our first doe to kid this year. We got her from another farm. Did not know she was pregnant when we got her. And she kidded in December. So she is well into her lactation cycle now. And so her milk production will naturally kind of start to drop off. And she could be rebred at any time. However, we breed all of ours in the fall. Nubians will only come into heat in the fall, where your Nigerian dwarfs can actually be bred year-round. However, we breed everybody in the fall. That way we get a break. They get a nice break like November, December, so that everybody starts kidding around the same time, that then puts us in milk for our herdshare customers. So you will notice if you're a herdshare customer, we kind of have a little bit of a break during the winter months there around the holidays. And that's because our milk production is not existent when we go drying these ladies off. So Patsy will fill this quart up twice a day, giving us half a gallon total. And some days she does give us a little more. All right, and this girl is Ginger, and she is the reason, well, a prime example of the reason we buy registered goats. She has excellent milking lines behind her, and it is evident by the amount of milk she puts out. She's a Nigerian dwarf, and we get half a gallon of milk from her each day, which is the equivalent of what I'm getting from Patsy, who's a Nubian. When you're getting registered goats, you're able to look at some of them that have champion lines behind them that have been show goats. You have years of milking lines that you can look at. And for someone that has a herd share, that's very important to us because it allows me to know milk wise if I'm getting a goat from a 7-star milker, that tells me that my milk production is going to be a lot better than, and I have a nice udder. If they have champion lines, that goes off of like their conformation. And if you are getting a goat that has one, you know, Grand Champion are getting some off of their lines, you should be pretty good with the way their build is. You look at their breastbone, you look at their top lines, you look at their back end, and you just know then that you're getting a good goat. It doesn't mean that a goat's not going to get sick or something. It just means that you have a goat that has been well bred, and that is important to us when we are looking at milk. And also knowing that they can produce offspring that would be good show goats. Some people, you know, show goats, and in doing so you want some of those good genetics and good characteristics of a goat. And you will notice I do hand milk. I had a bucket milk, a machine milker, and I sold it. I found that I was able to empty my does more efficiently with my hands, and I don't feel like it takes me as long. There is less involved with cleanup. You know, I can go in, I know that these glass jars, I can get them easily sterilized and cleaned up, and I don't have to worry about the lines on a milking or bucket that have to be cleaned as well. And so I prefer I prefer hand milking. So far with 5 does, I can easily do it. Next year we should have 11 does in milk, and I'm still planning to hand milk. So I'll have to get back to you on if it stays that way. We'll see when everybody's in milk. Bye, boys. The boys that make it possible for you to get milk. Can't have milk without having a baby. Can't have the baby without the boys.